Top of the morning to ye, you sons of witches, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chortle Games Live, and we're here to react to the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play happening today. That's Thursday, March 17th, also known as St. Patty's Day. Hence the reason I said top of the morning to you, you uncultured swines. Steven is here! What's up, buddy?
When you asked me to come react with you, I didn't know that's what you meant.
You never know what you're gonna get with me, Steven. You just gotta be on your toes, okay? You know
what?
You gotta be. I'm trying to keep you loose. I'm trying to keep you loose and nimble, Steven. You never know when one of those little leprechauns are gonna sneak up around the corner with a pot of gold, and you're gonna miss it. You know what I mean? You know what? Boom! There one went. Did you see it? No, because you're not on your toes. Get on your toes, Steven.
So working from home's allowed you to start drinking. I see.
Earlier and earlier every day, Steven. Yeah. It's great. I don't have a problem. I can stop whenever I want.
5 o'clock keeps getting earlier and earlier.
5 o'clock comes earlier and earlier every day, Steven. No, I'm just joking. So we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna react a little bit. I am excited. I am nervous.
Yep.
I have a lot of high hopes for this game, but at the same time, I'm just real nervous. Okay. J.K. Rowling's been saying a lot of shit. A lot of people don't like J.K. Rowling anymore. So I really need these people to just knock this out of the park. So that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I just need them to. I need the developers to knock it out of the park and give us some good reasons to want to support them, and kind of get over the fact that we have to in turn support her. But anyway, I've always loved the Harry Potter franchise.
Why do people not like J.K. Rowling now?
She's like super anti-trans, and like she's just saying a lot of opinions out there. You know, putting a lot of opinions and just hateful thoughts out there. And so we don't adhere to hateful thoughts. So anyway, a lot of people don't like her right now. So that's kind of the dirty laundry, I guess you could say, that's kind of lingering over this.
Yeah, I need to do some research on that, because there's a big difference between being anti something and not pro something, and I'm not going to get into that. Mm-hmm. But like, I've seen some very large overreactions to things that people have said, like the whole Five Nights at Freddy's thing, where the creator basically was forced into retirement because he gave money to politicians he believed in that were maybe associated with non-pro LGBT.
Right.
It's dumb.
Right.
Like it's anti.
It's pretty blatant, and not only is it she said this one thing one time. She said this repeatedly.
I heard about one thing she said a while ago, but I thought that had blown over by now.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, just whatever you believe on that, whatever you want to do with that, take that as you will. But that's kind of the dirty laundry hanging out around this.
So what are you wanting this game to be?
Oh man, I don't know. I kind of I kept catching glimpses. I forgot about the original trailer that they showed for this.
There was a trailer for this?
Yeah, so this was shown at another, I don't know if it was a State of Play or the PlayStation 5 showcases. I think it was a PlayStation 5 showcase was where this game first got announced, which is why we're getting a State of Play for it. I don't know that it's exclusive, but it was shown at a showcase. Anyway, I forgot how just crazy that trailer was, because it was
just a teaser, right? Because I remember that.
Yeah, it was just a teaser. I can almost guarantee you none of it was gameplay. I'm sure it was just cinematics, but there's stuff of characters flying on hippogriffs and there's magic fights and just all kind of stuff. And so I'm just real excited. I'm just kind of hoping. We've had Harry Potter games before, but I kind of liken them to, and these weren't bad. But this is kind of what and this is just kind of the style of game that we've all done.
I thought they were, though. You could say they were bad. I don't think that's a controversial
I didn't want to offend you with what I'm about to say. The Harry Potter games remind me a lot of the Lord of the Rings games that we got that were based off of the movies. You know,
those were good though.
That's what I'm saying. Those were good, but we got the same Harry Potter style of game, there should be a term for it. There probably is a term for it, but the
tie-in.
the tie-in game, but like I don't know. There's a certain formula to the tie-in game, especially if it's not like open world, it's very linear. You're kind of going level to level to level.
Yeah.
That's kind of how some of the other Hogwarts games have been. But then, and even the ones that break out of that formula and try to do something more interesting, just haven't been great. There was the mobile game a while back that Portkey did.
I remember Deathly Hallows Part 2 was Gears of War, basically, right? With wands.
Yeah. The Portkey's game, that was the one where like your character would die or something if you didn't do the microtransaction.
That's bold. That's a bold choice.
It was a real rough time. So I'm hoping, honestly, this from a on paper, what is this game going to be? It sounds a lot like that game as far as just you're a student in Hogwarts at this time point. You're going to make choices, make friends, and blah, 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 and learn to be a wizard. You can do, potions. You can do flying. You can play Quidditch, like whatever. Like they had all this stuff in that mobile game, which, again, I don't know how good it was other than just at the very beginning, your character can die if you don't do a microtransaction. So I'm just hoping for like a real console deliverance of that without transactions, obviously. So I'm looking for a good story. I'm looking for really fun gameplay, really fun magic. Forspoken has really set the bar high for me for like what a magic system can look like.
Don't say that.
And I know it's not here. I know it's not here. I know it's not here yet. But on paper, it looks awesome. If this can look that awesome, I'll be.
You mentioned the magic system, and that's something that I wanted to talk about first. I recently have gotten back into Outward, that game that we played once that you never got far enough to really see all the stuff that you can do. And I have made a all magic character. And this game, it's an indie RPG that has a lot of survival elements, but it actually has a very unique approach to magic, to where it either feels a lot like alchemy, to where it costs the use of items and the creation of transportation circles and stuff, or you can do what I'm doing and you could be a rune sage, which is where you have 4 runes that you can cast, and depending on the sequence you cast them in, you create a different spell.
Right.
I think that's amazing. That's super creative and a lot of fun, makes magic very dynamic. All that to be said, and I'm literally playing Outward right now, like while we went to start. But I want a magic system that isn't just, assign your Expelliarmus to this ability slot.
Yes,
and stuff like I want it to be very dynamic, to where you can be creative with magic, but not to where it's too free. Like, I want my creativity to be rewarded, but it not to be too open-ended.
Absolutely. I completely agree with I don't necessarily want like, here's my spell, I'm going to put it in this slot.
Yeah.
If we are going to do that, I want a shit ton of spells. Like I want to just be blown away, have a book of spells. But I really hope we don't go that route. Do you remember, and I'm blanking on the name now. Yes. Where you have like, I forget exactly, 10 elements.
Yeah.
And then you hold another button and there's 10 more elements. And you kind of pick which elements you want to combine into a blast. Yeah. And like you could cross streams with it was a co-op game. So like you could cross streams with people, and like depending on what magic you were shooting and I was shooting, that would make a different effect. Yeah. And there were all kind of different ways. Like if you combined shield with earth, it would make an earth shield. If you combined, fire with shield, it made a firewall. Like there were all kind of just like really free forming ways to use the magic. I would love to see like a AAA version of that.
Absolutely.
Of something just like really, really fluid. And that's the other thing. Like, I hope the magic fights aren't just shoot the spell, shoot the spell, shoot the spell. Like, I would love to get really creative with it, where like I am building a wall. I am kind of going around. I'm making a fire phoenix that's going around the corner and catching somebody off guard. You know what I mean?
Give us a magic system that inspires, kind of like how with and look at this, I'm doing the Breath of the Wild examples. Like with Breath of the Wild, when Donkey makes a Breath of the Wild video, we see him being creative with using the magnet stuff and the time freeze to where he can create different methods of traversal. Give me something like that where creators are able to be like, oh, hey, I figured this out, rather than the game spelling it out for you, being overly structured, something like that.
Exactly.
What kind of game are you hoping for? Hold on, Anna's calling. Talk while I take this phone call.
I guess an RPG is kind of what I have in mind. Something a story focused RPG. I want to upgrade my character. I want to get better at different skills. I mean, I know like this probably sounds boring to say I want to go to school, but like I really do want to like. I don't know if you ever played Bully, Steven, or heard of Bully, but that was the makers of GTA. They did a game where it's called Bully. You were in high school. You pulled pranks, and you did all kind of stuff. You were trying to fight the bullies in the school and kind of become the top dog of the school. Anyway, blah blah blah. You could skip class, which was like naughty. Like you get caught. But you could also go to class, and it would actually upgrade like certain skills, and you'd get like I forget there were benefits to go into class, and then obviously if you skip class, there were things you could go do that weren't class, because that's for losers. But like at least there was a benefit if you did go to class. So I think that would be kind of a really cool system to adapt here too, of just like as you go to each class each day, you're getting certain abilities, certain skills and stuff. So I don't know. That's I guess I do hope it's open world. I do hope that we can really explore.
I hope that
go around.
I hope that kind of like I assume that what you're saying, because I caught the back end of that the school is like the main focus and there's lots to do there. But yes. I hope that there's like co-op expeditions, kind of like in the vein of Outriders, where you go to like unique places. And
it would be cool if we could go to Diagon Alley, places like that.
Yeah. I want there to be co-op. I want to be able to have some kind of class system or where like my magic's different than your magic, depending on how I level up my character, something like that. Like give me a robe that is like give me gear sets. Give me like my robe and my hat and my wand need to match, so that my fireballs cast 3
That's
fireballs.
That's a great point. I do hope we really get to customize our wizard, because that's going to be a huge thing. Brody says, Jake, I'm driving, so I expect big reactions. You're going to get them, baby. I'm hyped. I'm wired. Let's go. I'm going to take us like this. I think that's give you a little bit of a bigger picture, guys. Oh, I'm so excited.
Temper those expectations.
So this is the trailer right here that they've been showing to kind of bring, I guess, hype up the state of play. So this is not necessarily any. Well, I say that this is all it was just logos and smoke.
Yeah, so this could be anything.
Well, this is. Oh God, here we go.
You're doing here, humans.
Whoa, what is that?
Portkey Games.
That's that's Warner Brothers Harry Potter focused game people.
Pretty.
Mm-hmm. Student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic, and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind. As you may be the one.
Did he have really long arms?
It seemed really excessively long arms.
But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch.
Yay!
Awesome.
When you arrive at Hogwarts, you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Ravenclaw or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory,
did it say if we get to pick?
It said you'll be sorted, so I don't know if that means you pick or not. Surely you get to pick.
As you were starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin your studies attending charms, defense against the dark arts, herbology, and potions classes, to name a few.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Ah, hello. Class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident.
Did he start class from the top of the stairs?
He did. He did.
Such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling.
It's called College Vortex, and it's way more expensive than $60. Oh, here we go.
You may begin.
We just absolutely demolished that guy.
Bad for a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here, you'll meet your professors.
What is up with the captions? The captions are all over the place. I'm gonna see if I can turn those off.
And more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries.
Waiting for the Fire Emblem Three Houses style.
Secret passageways.
Date your fellow students.
It's got to be, right?
Challenging puzzles
Surely.
that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve.
That's neat.
You
Interesting.
may even find yourself in iconic locations you've never been able to explore before.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
All in good. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the Headless Hunt, I'll be right there with them. He's offering his
All in good fun. What's up, Patrick? That's what the captions say.
It's all messed up.
A group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum. One's designed to help you catch up with the other 5th years at your own speed.
Oh man, I was like, are they about to show us Quidditch right now?
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold
Ah.
and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Yeah, their arms are freakishly long. I hate it.
Yeah, yeah.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with danger.
Ah?
Creatures corrupted
Yeah.
by a magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill.
Okay, I saw
to achieve
fire,
their
ice.
goals.
Okay.
In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark wizards.
Oh, that was cool.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who is this child? Do you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet. Let's go.
All right, the magic combat. It was just shooting spells, but at least
looks-
it looked
it looks
it
okay.
looked a lot more interesting.
Okay, here we go. Come on. Also, I like that they weren't wearing robes just then, because I really don't want to have to wear
Yeah, he's
robes
wearing
the
like
whole
a
game.
cool coat.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't want just
Yeah.
like if it was all just that, we'd be rough.
Curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more.
Enchanted
Some may
weaponry.
attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you.
That's cool.
Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes.
That's neat. Just gotta
See,
throw
like
things at people.
like pulling that and throwing that was cool.
Follow up with extended spell combinations. Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness.
I like the random R1 that was floating out there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What?
Oh,
That was
that's
pretty
cool.
Literally killed someone.
Wow.
Slam with Descendo. Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes.
Literally kill people.
You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes.
Whoa.
Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
I'm just going to strike everyone with lightning.
Yeah.
You're going to challenge
See, and
somebody to a duel, and they're going to be like, no, you can't. You'll put another hole in the ceiling. I'm like, duel!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time.
Okay.
To class spells,
Here we go.
you have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells.
Cool.
And potions to increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle.
Just turn that man to stone.
Your favorite types of magic.
That's
You
hilarious.
can also loot, buy,
Loot.
and craft your own magical gear.
There's a gear
Magical
system.
gear.
Increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat. Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when cutting your...
I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this pretty strong. Give me co-op. Give me something.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in combat.
Okay.
As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can increase your power when you need a boost.
What?
Turn yourself to stone. I guess it's like a thick skin kind of thing.
Plants to move
Probably.
the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay.
Yes! Summons!
Oh, that's cool.
Yes!
Deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting enemies.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Beast class
Oh my
can
god.
out a variety of magical
I love it.
beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is
Oh, here we go.
all of you.
Oh, baby. Here we go.
Learning and mastering broom flight is highly recommended so that you may travel around the world.
This is a very pretty game.
Oh, man.
To do my herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Here comes the romance. Yep.
Companions.
Some
Yep, here we
abilities may
go.
be taught to you by
It did look like
students
Perry the
or
Platypus
friends.
Gulag.
As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions.
Oh, that's cool.
And over time, you'll learn their stories.
Love
there
that.
we- Yep.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the...
Nat's I own I.
Poppy Fleeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily than with humans.
What happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the restricted section again.
this
Are they just not going to explain that floating cloud?
All right. Who is that?
Cannot reverse
He didn't look like a ghost.
family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these
No
creatures
onions.
more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular gathering areas.
Welcome to the room of
Yo,
requirement.
yo, this is too good.
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement.
Is this gonna be like a hub? Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
So,
You're introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and then provides it for you.
Yep.
Since you need to
I
catch
need
up to
co-op.
your peers, the room provides space for you to sow and harvest.
I'm surprised they didn't mention it with gear. Honestly, if that seems like the place to mention it, unless it's gonna be its own thing at the end.
yeah.
A helpful house elf named Deke helps you discover.
Even if they don't announce it, I could see it being a post-launch update similar to Legends. Ghost of
Yeah.
Tsushima.
Deke isn't sure. Only one way to
We get our own house elf,
You can
Steven.
freely customize this space to
Whoa!
reflect your personality and magical specialties.
That's
What?
pretty That's pretty cool.
I get my own magic cat?
Come on.
Steven, I've talked about this, where I want a game where just
Hold
at
on.
the end you just build a town.
At Hogwarts, you'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require. From potion ingredients and recipes, to seeds for magical plants, to all sorts of gear.
That's good.
That's cool. That's a cool outfit back there.
I am a fan of
Also has its
those
dangers.
options. Some of them.
A band of dark witches and wizards emboldened by the turmoil of the times wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them.
Avoid them or decimate them.
Surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses,
That's cool. I like that.
Yep, cool, cool.
with lightning or sunshine, or coat the ground with snow or rain.
This is really.
Unique wizarding hamlets peppered
This really seems to be doing everything that a Harry Potter fan wants.
vendors and
Mm-hmm.
wizards who have stories to
I'm
tell,
super excited.
and missions with which they could use your assistance.
You just need co-op.
Look out for enchanted magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts.
Wait, Merlin existed in this universe?
I
guess
didn't
that
know
makes
that either.
Inside the castle walls, some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at
What the
risk of
hell are those?
If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the room of requirement.
Oh my god, yes.
But
Yes.
there are dangers
Oh, cool.
beyond your understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous
Mhm.
secrets and also untold
Mhm.
wonders.
Yep.
Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Master spells. Befriend new
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna instantly kill everyone that
seen before.
I come in contact with.
Secrets. Combat mystical threats.
Oh, that's
Learn
cool.
long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here, in Hogwarts Legacy.
I gotta say
It looks awesome.
that looks really good. Wow, this year.
Man, I was not expecting even a time window.
That was your first extended look at Hogwarts Legacy. Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
Man,
more.
this is probably just going to be dev talk, and so who knows how much more we'll get, but wow, that was good. See, Vortex, that's what's funny is they already had a delay. So
Yeah,
I was
we've
not
known
really
about this game
expecting-
for like what, 2.5 years, something like that.
Yeah, give or take. And like they had a delay, a pretty major delay, where basically they were just like, hey, don't expect this anytime soon. So
Yeah.
the fact that we're getting this that soon is crazy.
Yeah.
The lore of
Ugh,
Wizarding
did not
World
like that
is
concept art.
rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
Movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way.
I'm so excited though that
to
you're gonna get to go to class and like do a mini game or something.
Yeah.
They didn't really that like I know potions specifically. Obviously, those will help you. Herbology, it seemed like you could summon plants and then the
Yes.
mandrake.
Yes.
But
Whatever allows me to have all the animal companions or creatures is what I'm going to do.
And then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movie.
Just gonna have little plants fight things for me.
The fact that you can rescue magical creatures and then like rehabilitate them in the room of requirement, like all I'm gonna do. And the fact that you can make your own cottage in the room of requirement and just set up your own space, like done. Sign me up.
You've got all these elements that can come together to create this amazing.
Brody, I mean, you know me. I'm not a big fan of Harry Potter. I missed that train for the most part, but I think it looks fantastic. And like what I know about Harry Potter fandom, it really seems like they threw everything in there that a Harry Potter fan could want out of a video game.
I didn't miss that Harry Potter era, and I'm like ecstatic right now. Like, they didn't say Diagon Alley. They talked more about Hogsmeade, but there was a shot that looked like the bank that's in Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
So I would be shocked if they didn't have that.
Oh,
but
I'm
who
sure they
knows?
will.
You are a new student.
Now, see, I get lost when we talk about like Hogwarts timelines, so I don't really know what this means.
So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, you know, in the Wizarding world that you haven't seen before. Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding world from, you know, the 1900s and on, really. But now with this world.
So what is that, like 100 years before?
Yeah. Well,
give or take.
It's probably 100 years around that before Dumbledore's era, which is probably why they went that far back, so that it's something completely new.
Yeah.
And the avatar, the player,
don't say that like that.
No, don't do that.
Don't say Avatar in that context. Because I was like, the what?
And over development, we reread the books many times. Every time we start with a new feature, we dig into that, and then beyond, we would go into the films.
I do like, while most people, so I read the books, right? I've seen the movies. I'm glad that they really focused on both, and like they're talking about here about. I really like how they tried to take a spin on what the movies showed visually, but then like, okay, what else can we dive into that's mentioned in the books that maybe we never really explored? That's exciting.
Right. Yeah.
I recognize that doorway. I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new Wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
When people engage in the Wizarding world, what's the one anchor? Like, what's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we
gravity.
Felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. That school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
How to bring Hogwarts to life? That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're going to have to walk it.
And of course, yeah, the Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways.
This is going to, at times, be a horror game in disguise with all of the paintings that'll move out of nowhere.
And apparently weird clown people who may or may not be ghosts going around.
Clown security guards in the library that can fly.
Having a world that is a breathing, living world is...
I like that you can fly on a broom or a hippogriff. And I hope you can fly on other things too, but like, that's awesome.
I hope that my little plant creatures can carry me on a chariot, like on a thing, you know, like Cleopatra, that whole thing.
Yeah.
That's how I'll get around.
As lost in it as I do, I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts.
He also looks like a Hufflepuff.
So fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts. We're so excited.
I'm really curious how they're going to sort. I assume, like you, Steven, that they're just going to let you pick. But it would be kind of cool if they did a little personality thing.
I bet it's going to be...
there were spiders. There were spiders.
Of course there are spiders. I bet it's going to be both, to where you can either pick outright or you can do like a personality quiz.
We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. Our team is so grateful for the excitement and for the passion that all of you bring to this. It's truly what fuels us. On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
There you go.
That's our show.
That's good.
Whew. Man.
See you next time.
I'm impressed.
I'm super excited. That was better than I would have hoped.
Yeah.
Could have hoped, really. Yeah, I mean, I'm jazzed about everything they showed. I'm like you. This is one of those things that I think it kind of comes back to the Guardians of the Galaxy game, right? Like the immediate thought is co-op, right? Why would you not be able to play as all the people? Why would you not be able to whatever? So I'm wondering if that's maybe they decided let's dial back on co-op. But I do think it could be something really cool to add in post game, especially if there's any kind of like, I don't know if they're planning any kind of DLC or anything to kind of add on to this, but like, can you imagine like a Hogwarts GTA? You know what I mean? That just they just keep adding to this. Like that would be crazy, but I don't know. I'm excited. The story looks interesting. The combat looks, I think they talked a lot about combining spells and kind of having fluidity of how you use the spells as a player, and like that's going to kind of hone your combat style. It still did kind of look like you're just shooting spells, but it looked really cool. When he's deflecting spells, that was dope. Like that's going to be really cool.
It's going to be more which, I mean, if there was a magic system to be more structured, it would be Harry Potter, because those are like, they have spells that have names.
Spells. They have names. They have pronunciations that matter, right?
So that makes sense. But to what you said about the whole Guardians of the Galaxy thing, I do agree that like, don't try to do too many things. Don't lose focus. Mm-hmm. But while Guardians of the Galaxy, like Guardians of the Galaxy did need to make a case for itself as to why it wasn't co-op. Mm-hmm. And I think it made that case extremely well. But I would argue that it's a lot harder to make a case for the definitive Harry Potter game to not be playable with friends. So I'm waiting for that rationale or to be given that later. Like that, I want to know why it isn't there, or if it is there, how it is, if that makes sense.
Right.
I'm probably going to get it regardless, but that's like a big thing for me.
I mean, I'll be honest. I wasn't coming into this thinking that there would be co-op, but to me, which I guess this isn't entirely true, but like, because like Horizon, there are like your gear has certain attributes and you can upgrade it to be better, and like there's there's plenty of games that do that aren't
Ubisoft
co-op.
broke that expectation to where if a game is third person, has a combat mechanic, then it's going to have gear, because Ubisoft ruined everything.
Well, like, I don't know, like that sort of stuff makes more sense to me in a co-op or even a PvP aspect. But but like you said, I mean, I think there's plenty of pieces here for there to be co-op, for there to be even PvP. You know, if you wanted to duel other wizards online or something like that, could be cool. So I don't know, that would be an exciting thing to potentially add.
I feel like if it wasn't for something like Ghost of Tsushima Legends, I would not be hopeful of there being something post-launch.
Right.
But I could totally see them, like, after the game has been on its feet for a little while, announcing a post-launch update that is like kind of like what I was talking about, expeditions of some kind, to where you can do missions with other players, something like that.
Those dungeons they mentioned, that could be a really fun way to team up.
I thought that's where they were headed. Was like, dungeons are dangerous, so take a friend, something like that.
Yeah.
But the pieces are all there. I just don't want the importance of that to be lost on them, and I'm sure it's not.
Well, I still can't get over I mean, I've always said, like, what I wish a game would do is give me a great story, let me go save the world, but then when it's all said and done, like, let me build a house. You know what I mean? Like, let me just continue to live in this world. So I never in a million years would have thought that they would have thought to like give you the room of requirement and let it just kind of be like a hub. And like, oh, not only are you in a room, but here's a little outdoor pocket universe that, sure, build a house, build a cottage, decorate this however you want. Also, you know all the magical creatures that are in this world? Why don't you save them? Like, catch a few. Just catch it. This is Pokemon now. Why not? Like, I'm stuff that I wasn't even thinking about. What could they do? Like, I before we were talking, I wasn't even thinking about magical creatures. Like, oh, could we potentially have summons?
It makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah, well, especially with like the Harry Potter that's happening right now is the Fantastic Beasts series, which that's branched off into lots of other things now, but it still has a heavy emphasis on magical creatures. So I'm glad someone didn't overlook that, because my dumb brain would have potentially missed that. Other than the hippogriff that you fly, I wouldn't have thought about the other stuff. So anyway, well, I'm super excited. This looks really good. As soon as we get a date, I'm pre-ordering this. This is going to be fun. We are going to be streaming later tonight think it's just me and Steven. We're talking about doing Risk of Rain 2. So there's some new characters. I don't think there's a new level, is there? It's just new characters.
Oh, there's
right?
a ton of new stuff. Like,
oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
there's like void relics that alter certain relics that you have.
Oh, wow.
There are new maps. I've seen like at least like 4 or 5 new maps. Unless if PC is just a completely different experience. But
Are
like,
you have you been on console?
I've been playing on PC.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's where I've seen all the new stuff.
Is it going to mess me up that I'm coming? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you and I have played a lot on console, but
there is not cross save. But you start with the archer character and the commando character and the railgunner. That's what I started with.
Okay,
and I've already unlocked all of my characters again, and I've only played like 3 runs, and I've
well, there you go.
So it's easy to unlock characters. You just have to remember what to do and play.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, that sounds good. Well, that's what we're going to be playing tonight. So tune in for that, probably around 8:30 Central Standard Time. So be sure to tune in. We'll see you next time. Bye.